Hey everybody, welcome to your February reading. We've got a couple signs left yet that I'm pulling for to do a reading on. We have Scorpio is next. All right. Welcome Scorpio. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising sign for a complete picture of the month. I just got done doing Leo's reading, and let me tell you, if you have placements there, I encourage you to go check it out. It was a banger. So it was a lot of fun. I realize not all these messages can be amazing, but I think everyone gets what they need to hear at the time. So let's take a look at Scorpio while I shuffle these cards here. We have on the 1st of February the celebration of Imbolc, and that starts the season of spring in the Celtic and pagan tradition. It's the festivals of Bridget, the fire goddess. So we can start something new this month. And then February 5th at 1:30 we have the full moon at 22 Cancer, making it this is sidereal astrology, making a T-square to Uranus, that planet of freedom and the unexpected. We also have on the 13th at 1 a.m. Eastern, we have the sun entering sidereal Aquarius. And then 14th is Valentine's Day. Of course, I'll do separate readings for those love readings. And then the 15th we have Neptune exactly conjunct Venus. This can be great for an existing relationship. It could deepen your bond, have a greater compassion and appreciation for one another, as long as there's no red flags. Could find yourself daydreaming a bit, though, at your job, but it's also a really great time for creativity, things you're passionate about, art, beauty, music, movies, writing, anything creative. And you get a lot of satisfaction out of charity work at this time, too. So with Aquarius being that house of service, coming up with the sun in there. Okay, now let's take a look underneath your deck, Scorpio. Ooh, the Hierophant. Tradition, rules, regulations, convention. Could be marriage for some of you, or dealing with a marriage. Let's see what's happening there. Also the energy of Taurus. Ooh, the Ace of Wands. So very passionate, fiery breakthrough in your union. Could be reigniting the torch, coming back together with somebody who maybe you were separated from, or you had a falling out. But this is an explosive rekindling of desire and fertility. If you're not with anybody, this could be, again, just an internal flame that's being lit within you to break free of the conventions of your current reality. Six of Wands, it'll be greatly rewarded. This is a success card. Victory, overcoming. She's even holding up the Ace of Wands there, right? And she's got her falcon on her shoulder, who's able to soar to new heights and embrace that power of the element of wind, wisdom, and communication. Air and fire are both masculine projective energies, so you could be harnessing that power this month as well. Personal power. Okay, more personal power. Here comes the fire. King of Wands, this is you at the top. After your victory, I mean, you look at all these people looking up to her. You finding yourself in a new level of status. And then we have the Nine of Wands, all fire for you. Okay, so yeah, with great power comes great responsibility. You do tend to attract a lot of attention. That could require you to protect your boundaries, be more discerning about who you allow in. Because some people might want to take what you have. And then we have the Three of Swords. Okay, yeah, you've been hurt before. You've been burned in the past, so you know better. You learned your lesson. And I think from these past disappointments and wounds of the Nine of Wands, it's known as the Wounded Warrior, that you're able to put in place those boundaries to prevent any such violation from happening again. So you're protecting your heart this month, but that's not a bad thing. You need that energy for yourself. You need it for self-love. If perhaps you haven't had the strongest ego or ability to shine, this month is you getting your power back. You're sitting on the throne as the King of Wands. And we're going to look at your astrology cards here. First off, we have the South Node, destined to release. Okay, I feel that's connected to the Three of Swords. That's the pain of the past. We learn our lessons and we move on. And then we have House 5, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So that's a fire. There's a flaming heart here. There's a flaming heart here. Your heart could be on fire with passion in the Ace of Wands, with this connection being rekindled, or even just love for yourself being rejuvenated. You could just be pouring your energy into a creative passion like music, art, dance, poetry, any kind of self-expression. It could be therapeutic to help you overcome these woundings. Next, we have a sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential and rewarding in situation. So yeah, it does have that feeling of an overcoming of adversity as well. You can't have victory until you've faced the challenge to overcome. Sextiles to me are also, I've heard, represented as doorways to new beginnings. So there could be these opportunities. One door closes and another one opens. Closing the chapter on one chapter of your life. He's holding the book up there. And so you can begin another. House 2, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. I did say working on repairing the ego there. Things that you value. I think you are pouring a lot of love and attention into your physical life, practical life, and just like I said, rekindling joy for yourself and a desire to care for yourself. Maybe, again, if this person let you down, that this is your stepping up to the plate and filling those shoes of caring for yourself instead. All right, let's take a look at your Mystical Wisdom Oracle for you. Okay, vacation. Take time for relaxation and adventure. Yeah, time to get away. Could be a good time to retreat. Like I said, spending your money with House 2 on a vacation is not overindulgent. I think it's well deserved. And it says destined to release in the South Node. So moving away from a prior situation. We have the owl, follow your intuition. Yeah, trust your gut, trust your third eye and your solar plexus to take you where you need to go. More bird symbolism there as well. Rising above any challenge or difficulty. And then we have potential. Think big for your future. I think you really are having a shift in perspective this month where you're able to, there's a lot of elevation going on in these cards. Dreams, things where you can, where do you see yourself in 5 years, in 2 years, in 5 months, there's a lot that can be accomplished in that time, in that short amount of time. And then we have underneath Archangel Raphael, provider of healing for mind, body, and spirit. And that could happen with a little vacation for yourself. So go somewhere that you enjoy personally to do any kind of healing that's required. Let's take a look at your angels and ancestors for the month. I think you've been working too hard too. I mean, with the Hierophant representing institutions and structures, he's holding a whip in his hand. Like somebody, like a boss has been cracking the whip on you a little too hard. This discipline of keeping you subdued or submitted, it doesn't align with you, Scorpio. You really do need to be your own boss. I don't think you should be answering to anyone but yourself, at least not for now, There's a lot of faith you can gain in yourself by taking control of any situation. Where have you been successful in the past? You have that ability to do it again. And then we have the Knight. Be brave and honest. Be brave in taking a step away from systems of control. And honest with yourself. Take time to reflect on perhaps where you maybe made a wrong turn, or where you forgot the value of yourself and all the potential that you do have. And then, okay, Hermit, retreat and recharge. This is the card of Virgo too in the regular tarot, which talks about isolation, regathering your energy, reclaiming pieces of yourself that you may have left with others. And then we have underneath Autumn, release old and rest, retreat and recharge, rest, destined to release. There's something that's maybe been toxic to you that you really need to purge out of your aura, out of your energy field. It's time for you to reprioritize yourself. Okay, let's take a look at your archetype card. See what we have here. Scorpio. The Warrior. Okay. Number 10. Tens are the completion of a cycle, too. And also X marks the spot, right? And didn't I mention here in the Nine of Wands and the Three of Hearts, it's the Wounded Warrior. It's time for some rest, time to heal your battle scars. And maybe if you haven't been battling with a partner, you've been battling with yourself. So it's time to put down the sword. Let's see, the samurai, the soldier, the advocate. We often envision the warrior as an armored figure with sword in hand moving blindly toward battle. Yet the deeper aspects of this archetype bring us face to face with death itself. The warrior stands precariously at the edge of life and death, trusting the eternal to guide the sword's blade. The warrior's work requires presence, alignment, and purpose. If and when the warrior loses its center, meaningless confrontations and violence are their default response. When this card appears, it is important to question the battle at hand. It is likely a great one with deep roots and long-standing tensions. The actions you take will stay with you long after the dust settles, so choose wisely, brave one. As you draw your sword, realign with the eternal wisdom within, then surrender to the battle. Without a true purpose, manifesto, or oath, the warrior is lost. What did you stand for? What are you willing to rise in the name of? Write it out. Be careful, as the warrior implies war. The two go hand in hand. Those who defeat others are strong. Those who defeat themselves are mighty. When light, fierce clarity, purposeful action, resolve and resilience. When dark, threats, savagery, abandoning mission and values. Go deeper by reading the Tao Te Ching, chapter 68, or the Bhagavad Gita. Let's take a look at your Queen of the Moon Oracle. All right, acceptance, yeah. I think acceptance of the loss. If you are a warrior who's been in a battle, some of you may have trouble, again, releasing and letting go of something or someone you've lost. So be comfortable with your starting place where you are now, and then you'll finally be able to rebuild. And underneath we have the void, the new moon, the dark moon. It's number 1. It's a new beginning. It's a fresh start. So look to February 20th, the new moon in Aquarius conjunct Saturn. I think that'll be a good time to reinstill discipline in yourself and your purpose. Okay, let's find out your animal medicine for February for Scorpio. Ooh, the salmon. We got 2, and the grouse. I'm going to go with the salmon because it's the first one I saw. I know they have a struggle ahead of them as they, spawn and they swim upstream back to the place of their birth. So it could have to do with going back to your roots, maybe healing some wounds that occurred from childhood. And let's see what the book says about it, though. The title of this card is Wisdom and Inner Knowing. Salmon is the sacred keeper of wisdom and inner knowing who, despite strong river currents, will always return to the place of its creation. Its determination is driven by the wisdom of instinct and inner knowing, which yields a sense of purpose that cannot be thwarted by external forces. Coming full circle, salmon medicine people finish what they began, bringing life's events and cycles to closure. Salmon medicine honors every encounter in life as a gathering of wisdom. It teaches that even when the flow of life seems to push you back, you can tap the hidden resources of your human spirit and personal inner knowing. The journey may not be an easy one, and the currents of public opinion may not be in your favor, but you can choose to honor the wisdom you carry and intellectually do what is right. If salmon swam in your cards today, it may be telling you to trust your gut feeling and inner knowing at this time. Avoid the influence of those who may have hidden agendas or who manipulate events for their personal gain. Do you need to reflect on the personal experiences that will help you decide whether the tide is ebbing or flowing in a direction that benefits your forward movement and growth? Go back to the beginning and retrace your path to this point. The wisdom is inside you, and when honoring it, you will not go wrong. The silver of salmon skin reflects many lessons. To reclaim your inner knowing, you must see the opportunity in all situations and know that wisdom is earned through both life's easy and difficult experiences. Be willing to listen to others as well as to the small, still voice within. Behave in a manner that honors your path. The proper use of inner knowing comes when you flow with your authentic feelings, embracing all the experiences you encounter in life as learning lessons rather than hardships. Salmon teaches you to see every bend in the river as a new adventure with a lesson you need to learn in order to grow. That knowledge becomes authentic wisdom through applied knowledge, these truths to your lives. applying these truths to your lives. Yeah, the shift in perspective that I was speaking of. So one of my mentors over at Water is Above, Jordan, has always said, you know, your greatest mistakes are your greatest victories. So you learned something, you found something in your book of knowledge, you've written it down and learned a lesson. So now you're free to grow from that perspective and see it as an opportunity of where to learn from moving forward. And again, this doesn't have to do with always have to do with a personal relationship. It could be with a project or a job or something that you were trying to create, and maybe it didn't work out the first time, but now you have great opportunity and potential to recreate that project or vision second time around. So how many times Edison tried to invent a light bulb 1,000 times before he got it right? So don't give up on yourself. Salmon don't give up on themselves when they're swimming upstream, right? They have a destiny in mind and they reach their goal. So let's see what your Journey of Love card has for you today, Scorpio. The bride offers herself. Okay, it looks like offering and acceptance. So let's see if those two are related. I think, and again, it has to maybe giving yourself up, the other meaning of this card with the Hierophant, the Pope card here, giving yourself up to the divine, letting your guides or spirit, higher self, take the wheel, take over. Like, you can't always solve everything with masculine energy. Sometimes you have to embrace the passivity, like it said, you know, going with the flow or fighting the current of public opinion. Okay, there is a sacred offering taking place, an offering of the divine feminine. She is offering herself to the mystery unfolding. This may manifest in a physical way in that a woman of great feminine wisdom is offering herself to you in friendship, love, spiritual companionship, or service in some way. Okay, well, that could be you accepting this offer of intervention from a feminine, compassionate person. And with Venus being conjunct Neptune in the middle of the month, it's very possible. All right. This may manifest in a spiritual gift from the Divine Mother in the form of a life circumstance or change, whether it is immediately recognized as a gift or not. To accept this offering as a bridegroom accepting his bride with love, reverence, and respect will bring good fortune. This oracle offers you a message. Accept what is being offered now, whether through challenge or an easing of the way forward. There is a gift of grace from the Divine Feminine reaching for you now. Allow her in and be blessed. This oracle also heralds a time of importance in relationship. You have been revealing yourself and not being afraid of who and what you are, sharing yourself in willingness to connect. Your vulnerability and beauty is acknowledged and will attract the response you need at the perfect time and in the perfect way. Every bride shall have her bridegroom. Okay, so by being vulnerable, being receptive, not being afraid to show your scars or your wounds that came up here in the Three of Swords or the Nine of Wands. So don't put up a wall. Don't fence everyone out of your life and block out an opportunity that could be coming for you to help ease your transition out of this difficult period. Let's get a Rose Oracle for you. The Fertile Void, Inner Wisdom, Rest, Patience, Potency, and Secret Beginnings. Okay, well, you are, Scorpio, you are very dark. You guard secrets, and you're really good at uncovering them. Winter, excuse me. Rest and patience. Yeah, the void even showed up here, too. So a retreat into the darkness, you know, retreating into the cave of the psyche, into the subconscious, coming to the root of the problem, maybe. And maybe that's what that divine feminine wisdom coming through for you, the offering is going to help you get through that, whether that be through a friend, a counselor, a partner, some mentor, as seen in the Hierophant card, spiritual leader. And then we have the Rose Thread, Inner Call, Soul-Led, the Mystic, Living Courageously. Yeah, and the Courage makes me think of the Strength card, the Leo, the Lion-Hearted. And here we have the Heart on Fire here with the Sun, which Leo rules. So it does take courage to confront and heal these wounds and overcome whatever challenges have been put in your way. But it's destined to be behind you. Don't forget that. Oh, and we also had Leo here in the 5th house too. Passion, play, confidence, and creativity. So getting your power back for sure. And underneath the deck, we have the child within. So another reference to child. If you have children, maybe reconnecting with them and strengthening that bond is also going to help you heal from any circumstance. To remind you of what you're capable, what beauty you're capable of creating. Inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. Okay, for some, there could be a healing of a mother wound here as well. Okay, with the bride offering herself and the mother being mentioned. Okay. What other messages do we need for Scorpio? It's a little deep, a little dark, but it's all right. Everything is transient, but it depends, again, on the amount of work that you put in is the work that you will get out. So let's get some angel cards for you and wrap this up. Actually, I want to get a goddess guidance card too, because the feminine is coming up a lot. Okay. Balance, yeah. Balance, male and female, inside and outside life. We have tenderness. Be tender with yourself, with your heart. Allow tenderness in too. And then light. Yep, you bring light to the world, or light is coming into your world. We have the void and the darkness here showing up twice, the fertile void. Well, what comes out of that is this beautiful light that breaks through. Candles are only visible in the dark, right? It's the only time you're able to notice their light, in the presence of darkness. Okay, so let's find out your goddess guidance card. Couple here. Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. Ishtar is associated with Easter and fertility, right, too? And we have the first spring festival at the beginning of this month. This could be talking about this time frame between now and Easter. And then Ein, leap of faith. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. Okay, well, didn't that come through too? Whatever you're passionate about, your confidence being restored. All right, self-worth being restored. Okay. And underneath that, we have Yamanya, golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. Beautiful. Okay, so not all is lost. There's a lot to be grateful for that's coming forward to help you find your way out of the darkness, if that's where you find yourself. If not, check out your moon sign, rising sign, for maybe a more accurate view of this month for you. But I hope you enjoyed this reading nonetheless. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.